my football knowledge is off. I'm gonna just say that. My football knowledge is way down from when it used to be. I don't really follow it as much as I used to. I follow basketball more, but today is the draft, right? So in the sake of content, in the sake that nobody asked for this, I'm doing a mock draft because I want to. Who cares? Who cares? Whatever, it's fine. Let's do it. I'm ready. So, number 1, the Bengals are on the clock. I don't really think they're gonna do anything special here. It's Burrow. I really don't have much else to say. I think he's gonna be dope. I think he's gonna be really good. Yeah, Joe Burrow, number 1 to the Bengals. All right. There's rumors about the Redskins trying to trade out of 2. I don't know how true that is. I don't know why they would, unless somebody really wants Tua or Herbert, which, I mean, I could get someone to try to get to 2 for Tua, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do think they're going to play it safe, and I think they're going to take Chase Young. But this is one where I feel a little weird about because they could definitely make a trade, but I feel like that trade is probably happening at 3. So Chase Young to the Redskins, congrats. Now, number 3, can I even trade? Now that I'm thinking about it, can I even trade? That's a great question. Can I get this ad out of here? No. All right, so how do I? All right, I can. All right. Oh, I need to have premium. Interesting. All right. I'm not paying $10 for the ability to trade during a mock draft, so I'm cool. I'll write it out for you. Okay, so number 1, the Bengals are taking Burrow. Number 2, the Redskins are taking Chase Young. Number 3, I think there's going to be a trade here, but I'm not paying $10 to show you that there's going to be a trade here. So basically, here's what I'm going to do. I think the Dolphins are moving up to 3. I think them and the Lions switch spots, probably later draft picks, but that's not relevant to this at all. I'm going to say that the Dolphins are moving up to 3, and apparently they want to take a tackle. I feel like that's a smokescreen, and I really, really think that they're going to take Tua. So there's that. Lions take Tua. Just pretend it's the Dolphins. I'm not paying $10. Now next, the Giants. We need everything. Literally everything. If you look at our needs, literally everything. It says we need a quarterback and a running back. I don't know why. But we basically need everything, right? And here's the dilemma. I want a lineman. I really do. But Simmons is such a good prospect that I don't really want to pass up on him. But at the same time, we need a lineman. So I'm going to pick for me. And I'm going to say that we're going to take Jedrick Wills. Just because I feel like he's the best tackle out of the bunch. I like Wirfs. Thomas is a little lower. And I like Becton too, but I'm picking Wills more than anybody. Simmons is a beast, yes, but we truly need a lineman, and we've been missing out on a tackle for so long. So we need to secure a tackle. We'll take Wills. Number 5, the Lions, right? The Lions are picking at number 5. So, you see, this is where my football knowledge is way off. You know, I don't really know what the Lions need per se. I could see them taking Okudah just to fill in the spot that's gone now that Slay got traded away. So let's have them pick Okudah. Yeah, that sounds right. Number 6, the Chargers. Okay. I think the best case scenario is here where Herbert falls to him. I think in any other scenario, I could see them moving up. Maybe they move up instead of the Dolphins at 3. But just for now, Herbert's here at 6. They didn't have to move to get their guy. So they'll take Herbert. And now Carolina just so happens to stumble into beautiful Isaiah Simmons at 7. Good for you guys. You guys can have Simmons. That's crazy. I think Simmons is going to be a beast. But just for the sake of what the Giants need, I didn't pick him there because we need a lineman way more than we need a huge Swiss Army knife on defense. And while it's great to have both, we're not going to have both. So that's just what it is. All right. Number 8 overall, we have the Cardinals. And apparently they're trying to move up or back. I'm not sure which one it is, but I know they're trying to move. But we're just going to keep him still here. Kyler Murray needs someone to protect him while he's throwing to Hall of Fame wide receivers this year. So I think they're going to pick up Wirfs from Iowa. All right. Number 9, Jacksonville. So I feel like this is just perfect. They got rid of everyone on their line, and then Derrick Brown falls to him at number 9. Derrick Brown has been shooting up the boards lately. Crazy workouts. His tape is good. So just match made in heaven here. All right, number 10, the Browns. They have literally not a lot of spots to fill. They filled a lot. They got another tight end. They got, I think it was a linebacker. They shored up the defense for sure in free agency. But the one thing they do need is an offensive tackle. Baker got sacked a lot. There was a lot of pressure going on with him. So I think I can see them stealing Becton from in front of the Jets. Perfect. And apparently the Jets aren't really in love with Becton anyway. So I could see the Jets trading away Jamal Adams by the end of the night. I don't know why. I'm just throwing it at a wall. But this is where I think they reach for somebody, and I think they're going to take Xavier McKinney from Alabama. By the way, if I'm the Jets, you're so dumb for trying to trade away Adams. It doesn't make any sense. That's an all-pro safety that you're just trying to give away just because you don't pay him and you're arrogant. Whatever, just me. It depends on who you like most out of this draft. I don't know who the Raiders are really preferring, but I think Henry Ruggs is going to be the best one out of this draft, so I'm going to say Ruggs to the Raiders. All right, the Niners. I said this in my Super Bowl video that they have been getting absolutely torched in the secondary over and over again. Sherman was getting blown past the entire game, and that's why they need another corner, and C.J. Henderson is right there for the taking. So, Florida boy. Of course. The Bucs have a great line, right? I really don't think they have a problem with their line, but yeah, they could use a little more help for Brady, especially if Brady is going to be in a more air-it-out type of situation over there. So, I'm going to give them Andrew Thomas. All right, so now the Broncos, right? You got Cortland Sutton. You got, they got someone else, don't they? They got Sutton. They got Noah Fant, and they should take another wide receiver in this draft. That's right. I remember seeing that. So, when it comes down to it, Drew Lock needs boys to throw to. CeeDee Lamb is a beautiful man. So is Jerry Jeudy. And so is Justin Jefferson. But I really, really, really feel like right here, where they are right now, I would think it's more likely that they'd trade back into the first round later on in the night and take the dude from Colorado. What's his name? Sherlon. I could do it like this, right? What's his name? Yeah, Chenault. I could see them taking him, which I thought I'd seen him a lot higher than that. But for right now, given where they are and given how this draft is going, I'm going to give them CeeDee Lamb. So the Falcons. The Falcons got a lot of holes to fill. I don't really think they're going to be very good this year by any means. I really do think it's important that they have to get another running back because I've seen Gurley over the last 2 years because my dad's a Rams fan, and he needs someone else to carry that load. But they're not going to pick a running back at 16 right here. They're definitely not going to. So looking at what else they need corners. And it just so happens. Oh no, what am I talking about? Kinlaw's right there. Kinlaw's right there. Yeah, it's a perfect fit for them. They need Kinlaw. Yeah. Kinlaw's tape is insane, by the way. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but that man is very, very dangerous. All right, so the Cowboys, they obviously need a secondary. They need someone on defense because Byron Jones is gone, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to be that good, but I think the loss of Jones is going to be really, really big for them. So I can see them reaching for a corner, and when I go down to corners, I really think Jeff Gladney is going to be that guy. I think he's really good. I like Gladney. I think he's super underrated, and I think he could really make plays for that defense. Still, Cowboys, I hope you mess up that pick by whatever means necessary. It's fine. All right, so the Dolphins pick again. So there's a decent shot that whatever trade they got going on with the Lions, they'd probably end up getting 18 to. Either 18 or 26. So one of these are going to be the Lions picks. I can't really predict which one it is, but I'm just going to say for this draft that the Lions have pick 18. I feel like that's just a little more reasonable to switch over to 3 to get Tua. So, given what the Lions need, so the Lions definitely need edge rushers because they really don't have any that come to mind, at least. I know Kennard got let loose in free agency. So Chason, who I'm really high on, I think he's really underrated given that LSU has a million prospects in the first 2 rounds. I think Chason's going to be a beast, and I think he'll ball out in Detroit. Number 19, Raiders. I can see someone trading out of here. Just given teams with multiple first-rounders, I can just see them moving around because I think there's going to be a lot of movement towards the later part of the first round, like there typically is. But let's just say the Raiders stay put, right? They definitely need an inside lineman, but secondary has always been a huge issue for them. Every time I see the Raiders play, they're getting toasted in the secondary, completely toasted. And I really think that A.J. Terrell will be good for them. What don't the Jaguars need? What don't the Jaguars need? I could see them trading away Fournette soon. So I'm going to say they need a running back. I'm going to say they need a running back, and I think it's got to be someone who can catch the ball out of the backfield. I know they tried to throw the ball to Fournette a million times last year. I think he had like 70-plus catches, but even then they need someone a little more dynamic, and he wasn't that. So I can see them reaching for Jonathan Taylor. And let me just say, I don't think Jonathan Taylor's going in the first round, but he should. So he's going to the Jags. All right, the Eagles. I hope you messed this up. You guys have dropped so many passes for so long. And just realized nobody's picked Jerry Jeudy. That's my fault. But, yeah, let's say Jerry Jeudy slides and the Eagles get someone to replace Aguilar. Now, the Vikings just got rid of Stephon Diggs, and now they're tight because they just took, what's-his-name, over the Eagles just took Jeudy. All right, the Vikings are up. They just traded away Diggs. Eagles just took Jeudy in front of them. Now they're tight, and now they got to settle for the other LSU wideout. So let's go with Justin Jefferson. All right, the Pats. This should be fun. This should be fun. All right, so obviously, I don't know how Pats fans feel about Stidham. I don't know if they think he's going to be the guy. But, when you look at the quarterback position, I don't think Jordan Love's going to be very good. But he's got all the tools to be very good, and the Pats organization can keep him straight lined. So, let's just say the Pats are going for their QB and they're taking Jordan Love. That's not going to happen, but why not? You know, I just realized I made a mistake, and looking back at it, I can definitely see Jefferson sliding. No reason, just pure speculation. I think that the Vikings are going to take Mims instead, but I already picked Jefferson. I just want to put that out there. All right, the Saints. I can't stand the Saints, to be honest with you. And it wouldn't be unlike them to get a really good draft pick and another very good tackling linebacker, and that's why I'm looking at Patrick Queen. LSU's got so many dudes, bro. They got so many studs on that team. It's insane. All right, now the Vikings are here. I could see them trading out of here. Don't know to who. I could see the Vikings trading out of 25. I don't know to who. But let's just say they keep the pick, of course, because I'm not advanced here. I'm really not. So then you look, they definitely still need a corner. All right, the Vikes need a corner. They keep getting blown out in the secondary. There were a lot of big plays in the playoffs that they gave up to the Niners. So let's say Jalen Johnson is going to try to stabilize that secondary a little bit. And now the Dolphins, let's say this is the Dolphins pick now because I had them trading 18 also to Detroit. So the Dolphins stay put. They got Tua, right? It doesn't say they got Tua, but they got Tua. So they got Tua taken care of. Now you want to go to the defensive side of the ball where you just, I think, released Rashad Jones So perfect, because Grant Delpit can come in and do the same thing. All right, Seahawks. I think this is where they definitively say that we're not going to take back Clowney, and they pick up the dude from Penn State. This dude's tape is insane. I'm not Yetur Gross. I don't know. I think they're going to take a dude from Penn State. The Ravens don't really need a ton, but I could see them taking another running back to ease the load off of Mark Ingram. So that's why I'm looking at. Oh, it's tough, because do I think Swift? I feel like Dobbins would be better in that offense. Dobbins would definitely be better in that offense, so I'm going to go Dobbins. I think the Titans are going to get Clowney, so that team need of edge, I'm not really buying. But they do need an inside defensive tackle. Titans should probably shore up the offensive line. You know, if you're going to keep Derrick Henry, you better make sure that your line is straight. So I'm going to say they're going to pick up Cesar Ruiz from Michigan. I could see him going in the first too. Maybe later on in the first, but I could see him going here. All right, Green Bay. This is where it gets interesting, because Green Bay definitely needs targets, but at the same time, they might need someone new behind Rodgers. I'm not saying that they're going to take a quarterback here, but I wouldn't be shocked at all. By any means, I wouldn't be shocked. They definitely need playmakers, because outside of Devontae Adams, Logan, what other wide receivers do the Packers have besides Devontae Adams?
Well, we have Scantling left. We lost Allison.
Okay, yeah, you have no wide receivers. All right, cool. So that's why you're taking Denzel Mims. All right, so the Niners. In the Super Bowl, their line held up really well, but Joe Staley's getting old, right? And he's been a pillar for that line, so I could see them trying to take another pillar. I think Ezra Cleveland is really good, so let's send him to... Or Isaiah Wilson. Ooh. I'm going to say Wilson. All right, and last but not least, the Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. I'm tempted to make a choice. I'm not basing this off anything. But let's just say, hypothetically, the Redskins don't trust Haskins, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, they don't want him. So they're going to trade into 32. I don't know what it's going to take for them to get there. But I think they're going to get in there, and I think they're going to take Eason. And that is going to do it for my mock draft. Tell me how bad I messed this up, because I probably did. For the most part, I think I got the first part okay. But later on in the rounds, I don't see Jerry Jeudy sliding like that, and I think Mims is getting taken higher. But yeah, Burrow 1, Chase Young 2. Remember, the Dolphins are trading up to get Tua, right? So the Lions are going to take 5, and I believe it was 18. So the Lions are going to end up taking Okudah and Chazon, which is, I think, a really good package for them. My Giants get an offensive tackle. I'm so sorry, Isaiah Simmons. The Panthers are going to end up taking Simmons instead. Good for you guys. You guys have a bunch of freaks on your team. Chargers get Herbert in the nice jerseys. Wirfs is going to go 8. He's going to protect baby Kyler Murray. Derek Brown is going to eat people alive in Florida. Becton is going to go get high with Odell in Cleveland. The Jets are going to take McKinney and reach, because they're going to try to trade Jamal Adams because they're dumb. Ruggs is going to tear it up in Vegas. Henderson's going to help out Sherman for sure. Andrew Thomas will probably back somebody up or start immediately, maybe move him to guard just to help Brady. Which is, I don't know what they have on the other side, because I know they have Marpet on, I think, the right side. I think he's right guard, but I could see them moving Thomas to left guard, because they still got Donovan Smith and some other dude. CeeDee Lamb is going to be a huge target for Drew Lock. Kinlaw is going to eat people alive inside. In the rest of this draft, I just kind of threw together. Jordan Love to the Pats. I think that would be a good match. I think you can kind of get the most out of him there. Patrick Queen, I think, is going to be a huge pickup for New Orleans, as if they didn't have enough tackling linebackers. So now you're going to have Demario Davis and Patrick Queen, and that's two beasts, two really good cover guys. The Eagles get Judy somehow, some way. That's my fault. I don't know how I let that happen. And hypothetically, the Redskins trade back into the first round to get Eason. All right, let me know what I messed up on. Probably a decent amount, but who cares? Whatever, it's fine. It's later on today, so I'll have to compare this and see how I did and how my mock draft stood up against real life. It's probably a lot of trades I didn't think of, but that'll do it.